All right, this is an idea I came up with for a face mask that is essentially going to be reusable and you can sanitize it. One of the issues, as you may know, with the existing mask N95 and such, is that you're really only supposed to use them one time, and or maybe let them sit for like a week after, and then you can use it again, I think. But pretty much they're meant for only one use, whereas if you could have a mask that you could essentially clean and disinfect, you could use it multiple times. And so this is a kind of a do-it-yourself hack that I've come up with. You're going to need these items: a 2-liter bottle like this, a regular soda bottle. You're definitely going to need some scissors, a paper clip, and some Scotch tape. You might want to have a sharp knife to make the first cut, and maybe a pen, a Sharpie or something like this. And then I'll get into these items later, but this is essentially what you're going to do. Is you're going to start with the bottle, and I'm going to take a line, and right at the point where the bottle starts to kind of turn this radius here, I'm going to draw a line right along there so that I have a guide that I can cut along. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna make a start with this knife. Now I could cut all the way around this knife, but not everyone's gonna have a real sharp razor blade like this. So I'll show you how to do it with scissors. Okay, so I'm gonna take my scissors and cut all the way around. Might want to come in and just make sure I don't have any any spikes or anything like that, because this is actually going to go against your face. So anytime I have a little peak like that, I want to just kind of get it nice and smooth. I'm going to take a pen and I want to draw maybe about a 3/4 of an inch up from this edge. I'm just going to draw a little bit of a curvature like this. Okay, so it's kind of maybe like my thumb width, and then it just kind of builds out like that. I'm going to take my scissors and I want to cut on that line. All right, so now I have this little bit of a curve in there, like that. And what I'm going to do is take my paper clip and I'm going to bend the paper clip so it's straight. All right. Take a piece of tape, about that long or so, and I'm gonna put the tape right there in that kind of that curved area, and I'm going to find kind of the middle of the paper clip and bend the tape over that edge like that. Okay, so now it's kind of right in the middle. Now what I want to do is take the paper clip and sort of just give it a little bit of a bend, roughly, so that it kind of matches that shape. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect, as you can tell by what I'm doing here, but I want to get it kind of bent close to that shape. All right, then what I'm going to do is take some more tape and try to follow it as kind of close to the edge as possible. Just wrap it around. Make sure that the wire is on the outside of the plastic. I'm going to take some more tape and just sort of run some pieces along the edge. That'll kind of get that edge a little bit smoother, so it isn't quite so sharp on your skin. The purpose of the wire is to give you a customized fit on your face. All right, so I'm going to leave the cap on for the time being, and I'll show you why. So once you have it like this, what you want to do is place it on your nose and start to bend the wire so that it starts to fit the shape of your face. Okay. You can see I'm creating a bending shape here like this. And when I do that, it starts to create a customized shape to my face. Okay. And the way to know if you've got a perfect seal is to go ahead and leave the cap on and breathe in and see if it sticks to your face. So I think this one might work. Okay, so that means I've got a perfect seal on my face. So now that I've got it like this, I can go ahead and take the cap off. So the straps can either be a series of elastic bands like this, or it could be something like a shoestring, or as I said in a previous video, you can maybe take like, gauze tape and roll it up to make your own string. So there's lots of different methods that you can do. On this one, I'm just going to go ahead and make it out of the shoelace. I'm going to tie a little knot on the end like that. Another little knot on the end like this. And I'm going to take my tape, maybe about 2 inches or so, a little bit longer piece. And right here on this side, on the inside, I'm going to lay my tape down, having the end of it stick out. Take my shoelace and wrap the tape around the edge of the shoelace. That. Okay, so now I could go ahead and tie this onto my face if I wanted to. So I could tie it up like this. But the last thing we need to do is put a filter on. And so to put a filter on, what you need is some kind of a filter material. I've heard a bunch of different theories on what the best material is for filters. I've heard anything that's synthetic is better. So this is a piece of material that I just kind of cut off an old pair of like spandex shorts that my daughter had. It's pretty, I think it's 92% nylon and 8% spandex, but it's all synthetic material. You may think about getting possibly like a HEPA filter. I'm not sure how easy they are to breathe through. That's the only thing. I don't have one, so I can't try it. But there's, a number of different types of materials that you could place over this. The idea is that you want to have enough filtering to get rid of the virus coming in, but also, be able to breathe fairly easily. So I'm going to put this piece right on the top like this, and then just take an elastic. You could use an elastic. You could use like a hair scrunchie. Place the elastic over the edge. Make sure that you've got a complete seal around it. And now I've got a filter. So I can go to the store and breathe in filtered air. Then when I get home, obviously be cautious, because if this is contaminated, you're going to be touching it. So make sure that you don't touch your face. You wash your hands after you deal with it. But the only thing you need to do is get rid of this piece, throw this piece away, get another piece of material for the next time you go out. And then the rest of this, you may want to consider taking the shoelaces off and washing them. But then you can sanitize this with hydrogen peroxide. Is probably, I've heard, is the best thing to use. If not, maybe some kind of disinfecting wipes or something to that effect. But I think this is supposed to be pretty effective, and you can literally wash this entire thing down. And you're ready for the next application.